We are learning more about the named killer, Robin Westman. Neighbors have been sharing new photos with us of Robin. You're looking at them now. They're obviously a number of years old. He appears to be a teenager in these photos. The neighbors came out and shared with our team, who's been out gathering information, and we've also been able to translate some of Robin's diary entries from what police are calling a manifesto that was scheduled to be posted after the shootings took place. You know, that manifesto has since been taken down by the FBI, but police and FBI are using that video of the manifesto as part of their investigation. The manifesto is written using Russian letters to write English words. Think of the word gun. They use that word, though instead of writing the word gun in Russian, it actually uses the Russian letters to spell out the English word gun. So it's taking us quite a while to try to translate exactly what is there. And while we're not going to cover most of what has been written because it is extremely violent, it deals with a lot of suicidal and homicidal thoughts, some of the entries do give context to today's mass shooting. We have video that we should be showing you here of a picture that we took from the video. Right now you're looking at some of the manifesto that was posted, but one of the images that was posted was a drawing of the church and like a handwritten sketch, and we've translated the caption in the top left to say Annunciation by memory, meaning he sketched out what the church looked like from memory. Now, we know Robin went to Annunciation Church for at least a year and that his mother worked there. A source close to the school tells KARE 11 in the year Robin went to Annunciation, there were consistent disciplinary issues, although we don't know exactly what those consisted of. In the diary, an entry written on May 23rd of this year, Robin wrote an entry describing an obsession with mass shootings, specifically school shootings. Robin wrote about having memories of the obsession dating back to 7th grade and talking about the shootings with friends at a young age. The diary or manifesto describes that the comments scared children and were later reported to adults. Then on August 20th, in one of the last entries that was posted online, Robin writes about visiting the church and the plans to carry out the act. Robin writes about the teachers being in a training week that was happening at the time and how they were probably receiving active shooter training. And the killer wrote, "I bet they won't anticipate an attack in the first week." Also discussed checking all the doors to see how they could be barricaded and considered using lumber. Chief O'Hara told us earlier that they did find 2x4s that were used to actually trap people into the school so that no one could get out while this mass shooting was taking place. On August 21st, a final entry in one of the diaries. It discusses practicing at a shooting range leading up to the event. And my team was just sending me notes here in the last few minutes as we're getting more and more translations from Russian to English and figuring out exactly what the named killer was writing about. And he was concerned as of July 29th about money, that he didn't have enough money to purchase the rifle. Chief O'Hara told us that the rifle, the shotgun, and the handgun appeared to have been all purchased legally, but purchased recently. And we can tell from the manifesto that it appears as of the end of July, those firearms had yet to be purchased.
AJ, obviously significant that the shooter visited the school the week before. Is there a significance to him going to the shooting range?
Well, if he didn't have the firearms, as of the end of July, at least the rifle, from what we can tell, he's writing about wanting to make sure they all work. That the scopes, the red dot scope specifically, was written about, were worked and sighted in. So it appears that he would have been there practicing and learning how the guns worked and how they shot.
Well, and it's interesting too, the chief confirmed what your team had found, that he had no criminal history.
Yeah, this 23-year-old did not have a criminal history. Like we said, we were hearing from folks that there was mental health issues that folks who knew him were aware of dating back a number of years. But certainly, you know, as you just said, Julie, nothing that rose to a criminal level, and certainly nothing that prevented him from going out and legally purchasing these firearms, as the police chief explained.
All right, AJ, we appreciate your investigative work. Thanks so much.